President Trump has been given additional time to continue the war with Iran without congressional approval, only by his party. His party has told that if there is an idea to strike Iran, he should continue with it. But they say he still has work to do to pursue others. Trump and his Secretary of Defense, however, are saying that more time should be given and that they should be granted authority to strike and pressure Iran. Whether Congress will approve it or not, it is still unknown, and the debate continues. According to American law, if Congress does not give approval within 6 days for the war to continue, the president must stop using United States military forces. A senior administration official said that because the war with Iran started in the month of April, it has already exceeded the limit. On the other hand, US Defense Minister Pezet argued that the 60-day limit required to obtain congressional approval for continuing the war under the Trump administration has not been yet completed. Trump's Republican Party group, however, holds the position that Iran must be struck. Arab continues are also evacuating their citizens from Iran while preparing for the possibility that Iran could be attacked. The United Arab Emirates is leading in his regard. In a statement issued on Thursday, the country's foreign ministry announced travel warnings because of the current situation in the region. It urged citizens in those countries to return quickly to the United States or the United Arab Emirates. The statement said that it is necessary to fully comply with all instructions and advice being given. The United Arab Emirates also warned its citizens not to travel to Iran, Iraq, or Lebanon. This warning may also be a sign that the war could restart in a new form. The question now is whether the Emirates itself could become a target of Iranian missiles. The United States approval arms sales to Middle Eastern countries is being described as one indication that the war may continue. This action is said to suggest that the United States and Israel may attack Iran. America has approved more than $8.6 billion worth of weapons sales in a total to 8 Middle East allies: Israel, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, and Kuwait. The American arms sales are intended to help Middle Eastern countries defend themselves against attacks they may face from Iran. It is known that America said it has spent $25 billion on the Iran war. Iran, however, rejected this and said the amount is no less than $100 billion. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi dismissed as false the statement given to Congress by the U.S. defense officials that the war with Iran has so far cost $25 billion. The foreign minister said the war must have cost Americans at least $100 billion by now. The Pentagon Finance Chief Julius Ha appeared before Congress 2 days ago and said that up to now they have spent $25 billion on the war with Iran. Although Trump has spoken about America losing many billions of dollars in the Iran war, and although America's relationship with its traditional European allies has become strained because of the war, and although opposition against America has increased globally, Trump has said, "I will not return without making Iran pay the price." Middle Eastern countries are supporting each other with military equipment. Tehran condemned Washington's naval blockade on its port as unacceptable and warned that the increasingly escalating Iran war amounts to a military invasion. Because of the blockade now entering its third month in Tehran, oil export, trade, and maritime activities has been severely restricted. The situation is increasingly being described not merely as diplomatic pressure but as part of a military campaign. The United States has continued strengthening its naval presence in the key waterways, including the Strait of Hormuz, in order to restrict Iranian oil shipment and increase pressure regarding Iran's nuclear program and regional activities. Trump has hinted that tensions could worsen further by saying, "If necessary, we will take additional measures." Iran has promised to resist the measures imposed on it and to take retaliatory actions, and the conflict, for which no quick solution has yet been found, has now reached a more alarming stage. There are fears that war could break out. At the same time Trump is doing these things, he is also involved in another debate. He has asked Congress to allow him to strike Iran. Republicans allowed a key deadline limiting the president's military powers to pass without opposition, giving Trump the opportunity to continue the war with Iran without Congress. Under the 1973 War Powers Act of the United States, a president can take military action without congressional approval for only 60 days. This deadline was on Friday. Although the deadline day was ending, the Trump administration presented an argument saying that the war clock has stopped. Defense Secretary Peter Hegseth said that the ceasefire agreement made on the last 7th April causing the 60-day legal limit to pause temporarily or to be put on hold. Government officials are arguing that the conflict that had existed since 28th of January has officially ended, and therefore the law is currently not applicable. Even though most Republicans stand beside Trump, the issue has created division inside the party. The Senate Majority Leader John Thune stated that he has no interest in bringing the matter to a vote. Many did not want to oppose the president because they fear the pressure the war could have on oil prices and elections. Senators such as Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins said that this does not mean the president's authority has no limit. They are asking Congress to enforce its authority, saying that the 60-day limit is an obligation, not merely an option. At this time, while Americans are having a heavy debate about striking Iran, through Pakistani ambassadors, has presented a new peace dialogue request to Washington. Although the details of the talks have not been made public, the news caused price reduction in the global oil market. The main point of tension are the Strait of Hormuz and Iran's nuclear program. By the way, Trump is not the first president to violate Congress time limit. Previously, Barack Hussein Obama and also Clinton during the Yugoslavia War continued military actions after passing similar legal limits. It is being said that Trump is following in their footsteps. When the U.S. Senate returns from recess next week, the issue will again be debated. Trump gave strong comments regarding Iran's current situation and its leadership. In response to a question presented to him by Iran international journalist Samira Qarai, he stated that there is a serious leadership division inside the Tehran government. He said they have great difficulty agreeing with each other. He said the leadership in Iran is becoming extremely fragmented. There are 2, 3, or perhaps 4 different groups making decisions, making it difficult, he said. Even though I say all this, everyone wants to make an agreement, but all of them are divided, he said. Trump gave his statement at a time when Iran had announced through its foreign minister that it was ready for diplomacy with the United States. Trump's description of the Iranian leadership as divided has been interpreted as an attempt by America to show its upper hand at the negotiating table and to use the differences among Iranian officials for its own benefit. What kind of response this Trump speech may produce from Tehran, and what impact it may have on future peace efforts, is being closely watched. On the other hand, Iran's leader pledged to defend the Islamic Republic's nuclear and missiles capabilities. Khamenei, in his statement, indicated that Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile programs are not open for negotiation. In the statement of the Supreme Leader read on television, Khamenei said that the failure of America's massive military and naval force plan has opened a new chapter in the region's history. He said Iran controlled the situation and that they will make the Gulf more secure. The Khamenei administration says that the legal leadership and the new administration that Iran will establish in the Gulf will benefit all citizens of the region. Khamenei warned that in order for Iran to escape the current geopolitical pressure it faces, it must view the economy as the main battlefield. This economic campaign is not only meant to resist sanctions imposed by Western countries, but also to discourage groups that seek to bring change in Iran by creating economic pressure. This measure, which the leader called an economic battle, include increasing domestic production, strengthening self-reliance, and reducing dependence on foreign powers. This statement was given at the time when tensions between Iran and Western countries had intensified, and it shows that the country's top leadership plans to use the economy as a defensive shield in future political and diplomatic negotiations. The strong phrase, "the enemy will not win," is intended to reaffirm Iran's policy of resilience regarding sanctions. Iranian Foreign Ministry official Abbas Araghchi said that if Washington corrects the expansionist approach and threatening language it is currently following, Tehran's door remains open for diplomacy with America. According to Abbas Araghchi, talks can begin only if America stops the strong pressure and threatening rhetoric it shows toward Iran. The minister describes American military activities and influence in the Middle East as expansionist and pointed out that this is an obstacle to peace. This Iranian position was reflected at a time when regional tensions were escalating following the attack on the Israeli embassy in England, and just after Trump obtained additional time from Congress to take military action against Iran. What Washington's response could be remains unclear, whether Trump will use the diplomatic door presented to him or whether he will push forward his maximum pressure policy. Is attracting the attention of the international community. Trump stated that he was not pleased with the new peace plan Iran proposed to withstand the war. Iran's foreign ministry said that if America changes its approach, Iran is ready for diplomacy. The Iranian news agency IRNA announced yesterday that Tehran has presented a new negotiation proposal to America through Pakistan. However, there is no available information regarding the detailed issue included in the proposal. Reports indicated that Pakistani officials delivered Iran's new proposal to the United States. Peace be unto you. Have a bright day. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share.